Hey everyone, so I am at the Delaware Water Gap in Hardwick, New Jersey. Today we're going to be checking out a different section of the Appalachian Trail via the Coppermine and Kaiser trails. And so we're going to be heading into the forest here. It's pretty isolated here. It actually was a 7-mile drive on a road that said 15 miles per hour off of 80. That has taken us to this really remote spot. I'll just get a 360 going here. No one around, really quiet. We're gonna be headed across the street and up there, and we should have a nice, pretty decent climb and into then a walk along the ridge. So here we just decide if we're gonna go down Kaiser Trail to the right and around, or if we're gonna go up Coppermine Trail down here. So we're making our gradual ascent up Coppermine, and you can actually see like there's quite a lot of green here. Really beautiful spot right here. I would highly recommend waiting until you get a little bit more to the top of Coppermine, which I will put a dot where this is, and then going off the path a little bit. The path runs sort of up there, and you can kind of go off it before this part, but it's a little bit more steep and slippery, and it's not as nice as being right in this here. So this is where you can cross over the stream at the top here and start heading over to the Kaiser Trail via the Kaiser Spur Trail, which this is a shortcut trail. So it looks like we're still going to be walking in and out of the stream towards the top here. So I feel like I've entered a contemplation zone, and I don't know if that's because of the way this looks, kind of like getting Eight of Wands vibes with the trees very straight, very in the ground, feeling very much like a little bit of a self-made prison in that it's not inescapable, but if you look back into it, it can look like jail bars, right? And so Eight of Swords is all about that kind of self-made prison being stuck, right? Kind of being stuck, but not really being stuck. It's only an illusion. It's only temporary even, you know, if it's all about timing. And so contemplation zone has me thinking and asking for just some kind of answer or some kind of glimmer or some kind of insight further than what I'm getting. And you know, I'm somebody that's learning patience, I'm learning surrender, right? Giving up control. I'm learning to not get swallowed up by outcomes and where everything's going, and kind of suspending that, having trust and faith and hope and all that stuff. But in this contemplation zone, I have myself asking for just a piece of that answer. Just a little bit from the external. And that's a big ask, I know, because this journey is all about internal, right? And stirring that up. And I guess I'm asking from a place of feeling like I've done some major progress in that respect. Asking you shall receive. I hope that that's something that is doable. So this is where we get on the Appalachian Trail. It goes down that way and up that ridge, as I said. If you wanted to keep on this path, you would end up going on the Appalachian Trail, because now this is the Appalachian Trail straight through. But it would be going to campsites. We're gonna do the circle, go back on the Appalachian Trail, and then get to Kaiser Trail. So it's funny, as I'm walking down this stretch, which I just showed in the previous clip, right under the sun, like lined up, it kind of hit me that, you know, all the signs have been pointing in a positive direction. And, you know, it's just hasn't shown the dividends yet. It's not there yet. Everything isn't there yet, but the signs are there. And so I just want to acknowledge that as I walk kind of directly aligned with the sun after talking about the Eight of Swords, and you know, getting this reminder for gratitude for the journey thus far and for the signs I am getting, you know. And you know, I'm not going to take back contemplation zone and you know, I would love more confirmation or just more affirmation of it, but I thought I'd jump on and just tie a neat little bow around how quickly that can come full circle. And I am grateful for the journey up to this point and for the signposts that have told me that I'm headed in the right direction, even if I don't see that destination yet. As frustrating as that is, but again, I understand that that's part of my lesson in this life. So, thank you, and I hope that there's more to come, but the sun is shining bright. So as you can tell, we're definitely up high, but we're going across sort of a ridge that I think is going to keep us from any overlooks. This is more of like an isolated path. I mean, even that stream that we were at with the waterfalls in the beginning, it doesn't even have a name. I'm sure it does, but it's not on the map, and All Trails doesn't have it listed. The trail is called Coppermine Trail and Kaiser Trail based on the trail name. So it's not even based on that creek. So it's kind of the tone I wanted for today, which is to kind of be by myself. Well, I spoke too soon. 360. Yeah, so now at this point, I'm not really sure why this isn't really that well traveled or why it's so empty, but it might just be because it's harder to get here. It's like a one-way road you got to go on, and then it's like off the highway, off of 80, like right before the toll, and it's tucked away for a few miles, but it's really not that hard of a hike. I'll get to that at the end, but really enjoying this view and didn't expect to get any. So that junction is where we can continue straight and keep going on the Appalachian Trail all the way down. You know, it's just super long. Or you can make a left and get this short view here. It's just a little area to sit. Or you could make a right and go down Kaiser Trail, which is where we're headed now, to go back down the mountain on the other side of this loop. So I don't know if you can hear that, but you can begin to hear, I think, the stream. And this is the spur trail that was the shortcut that I mentioned earlier. So I'll mark that on the map, but we're almost all the way back and I'll catch you at the car. Okay, so I'm gonna pop the map right here. As you can tell, it's just under 6.5 miles and just under 1,300 feet of elevation. And I did it in about 2.5 hours. I think this trail is labeled hard, and it's not. It's probably at worst moderate. So take that into consideration with the leaves potentially blocking the path. And if you just would like a moderate amount of climbing here and there. Otherwise, I was very surprised that this isn't a well-traveled trail because it had great views. It had the waterfall. It's quite picturesque and quite an enjoyable hike. So on to the next one.